This is my scratch built custom Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders Equalizer. I built this a little while ago, and I built it without having an actual equalizer on hand. I had a mauler on hand, so I was able to measure out the bottom, the hull, and so forth precisely. But I didn't have an actual equalizer to measure off of. I didn't plan on building an exact copy anyway. I did more online research of what the actual vehicles look like in the 80s and 70s. So mine's clearly different. This is not in the best shape, but I didn't care. I think it was like $35. It's pretty neat. It's one of the better G.I. Joe tanks. Looks like the guys who put the design in this put more effort into it. A lot of the differences that happened with mine is I turned this into a single seat as opposed to dual, because the original German vehicle, the Gepard, or Jeopard, I'm not sure which it's called, it only had one seat. Instead of doing the mud flaps or the side skirts, the original vehicle just had mud flaps in the front, so I did that. I put real hooks as opposed to there's not really any hooks. I also put headlights. There's clear plastic in the headlights and in the driver position. I changed what was kind of a radar cone that's missing here into a searchlight. Wouldn't actually be there, but on mine it's going to be there. Here on the side. But suspension actually works. A huge waste of time. I won't do that ever again, because then I just glued it in place. I also added road wheels, roller wheels in the top, bogey wheels on the top, so the tracks wouldn't sag, just like a real tank would have. I also added the illusion of rubber tires, or rubber wheels over the steel wheels. I'm not sure if this had smoke discharge canisters or not. I'd have to go online to look, but the Gepard did, so I put them in a similar place. The cannons work in tandem with the missiles. There's of course the lift-off hooks, so when tanks are in the field or just in maintenance, they can attach hooks to these and lift them off, lift the turrets off, and work on the hull or the gun itself. Here's the hatch. This is I guess a periscope, so when it's buttoned up and the commander's inside, you can see out. Major change happened back here. This is very, very German World War II, which I love and is very cool, but in the 70s and 80s, the tank decks look more like this. So I changed it into that. Same thing with the back. Back was an okay effort, but one of the things that they always do in the old G.I. Joes is they just kit bash and just put different parts of model kits all over. Like these are wheels off of a smaller 135 scale tank. They use them as headlights. That's all over everything's G.I. Joe. I turned the back of mine into more of a realistic version. Better side skirt, or better mud flaps in the back, tail lights, exhaust pipes. This folds down because it would. I put an antenna that moves up and down to get out of the way. Severe weathering on it. These are pen caps, which is really rare that I will use a found object. That's probably the second time I've used a found object, besides dowel rods or straws. as a building material because I tend to build from scratch the shape I want. I don't build around something I found to turn it into something I want. I want it to be what I want it to be. But this would definitely shoot down some rattlers. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.